Hello and welcome to a Q&A and AMA, Ask Me Anything. I only have a bit of time to record this video because my, what's it called? Baby, mom brain, oh my god. My baby just went down for a nap and that is my new life, just rushing around. It feels like my whole life is racing the clock, especially because his naps are not as long as I'd like them to be. Honestly, I've really been wanting to connect with you guys. I feel like this past 2 months, it's been 2 months since I've had my baby, have been such a fog, and I'm finally sort of emerging out of that fog and finding a little rhythm, sort of. I'm still trying to establish a routine. It would be so nice for things to be a little bit predictable. And I know many of you kind of aren't aware, but this whole YouTube thing is a job, and a lot of the questions are like, what do you do for work? This is what I do for work, because I make YouTube videos. It's very time consuming. I think a lot of people don't know how much time is put into videos, as hackneyed as my framing appears. And I actually hired an assistant at the end of last year to help me write the ebook, knowing that she would help me going forward as you know, I become a mom and things are different. I knew it was going to be a lot harder, especially when you're a new mom, sort of figuring it out. But if you want to know what I did for work before YouTube and during YouTube for a couple of years, I was an ESL teacher as well as a journalism teacher at university and language schools and community colleges, and I have a master's in education in teaching English, and I love international students. So all of the international audience out there who watch YouTube and their English is like amazing, you guys are awesome. I love language and grammar and all that stuff, but now that I'm a mom, it's not really feasible, and I don't like virtual learning. That's how I got my master's, and I don't like it, and I don't want to teach virtually. Let's start with some questions. What are you using for contraception? We have always used condoms. Yeah, I just think condoms just, you know, they don't interfere with my hormones, which is something I am concerned about for fertility reasons. We do use these kind of sustainable, whatever, healthier condoms. I'll put the link, the brand below. I think it's called Sustain something or something. How do you manage meal prepping with a newborn? I can't believe you asked this actually, because Jaylee and I just made a really awesome video called the Ultimate Vegan Meal Prep video, because I have been meal prepping quite a lot. Meal prep was never really part of my routine before because I had the luxury of not taking care of another human, and I could make food whenever I wanted, but now I really need to be, you know, prepared for the day if I want to get a healthy meal in. Especially because during pregnancy, I got real comfortable with ordering takeout because nothing sounded good to me and it was really hard for me to eat. And now I want to eat regular food again. And so yeah, I will show you guys all of that in detail in the future videos. A lot of like chopping and making meals ahead of time, things like that. And I just sort of fit it in during those small pockets of time that I have when he's happy or napping or doesn't need me and he's just in the kitchen with me while I'm chopping a salad or making a dressing or juicing orange juice, things like that. Who do you think and hope is Rory's baby daddy? The Wookiee, of course. A Wookiee would make a great father. Would you do a home birth again? Yes, of course. I had an incredible experience, and I actually think the care I received from my midwife was a lot better than I would have received elsewhere. I really encourage you to do a lot of research about your birth options rather than just doing the thing you think is usual. I personally feel safest giving birth at home, and Eric is the same way. He feels most comfortable at home, not in the hospital. And if you are interested in learning like why would you feel safer at home than in a hospital, I would just encourage you to start with the documentary The Business of Being Born on Netflix. Postpartum body image. So I think this question is mostly like, how do you feel about your body after having given birth? I feel like my body is a cafeteria. I'm fully comfortable with my body. I feel like there shouldn't be this expectation to bounce back. I really hate that expression of like, okay, you have to bounce back, or like, wow, she bounced back so fast. I don't think that like women should be praised for going to the gym when they're 6 weeks postpartum. Like, do that if you want, but I think it's better to take it slow. Like those first 3 months, that baby is still sort of part of me. And I think it's so important not to compare yourself even to people in your family. So I compare myself to my sister all the time. Like I thought, oh, my pregnancy would be just like Ellen's pregnancy. Not at all. And Ellen's body like bounces back so fast, even after 4 kids. And I still don't fit in my jeans. I was able to zip up my jeans the other day, but I don't think I can today. I don't know, I don't really care. Like I would like to wear my jeans again, mostly because I have been wearing the same thing over and over and I'm getting bored and I really miss my jeans. But in terms of like being self-conscious or or what's the word, insecure about my body. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to be insecure in my body. I feel like that's just superficial, and that's something I personally have grown out of and that I don't struggle with anymore. Thank the Lord. What do you and Eric do as a job? Again, I'm a YouTuber. Eric is a structural engineer and a damn good one at that. Are you guys cloth diapering? How's it working out for you? We will be. We're still using disposable diapers. Little Cosmo's legs just, they don't fill out the cloth diapers yet, but they're gonna soon. I'm like measuring his legs, like they're getting chunky, but if his legs are small, then he's just gonna leak right out of them, so we haven't started yet. But we're excited because we're gonna save a ton of money. Do you plan on reading Harry Potter with Cosmo? If so, at what age? Love from Canada. Absolutely. I mean, isn't that the whole reason someone becomes a mom? To read Harry Potter to their children? He woke up. So I'm actually trying to avoid, you know, putting my baby in like all my videos. That's something that Eric and I talked about a lot and just had to make a decision. Do we want Cosmo on the internet? And we decided, you know, a little bit in the beginning is fine, and maybe not so much later. Wasn't planning on him being in this video, but that's okay. He wants to be held right now, and that way I can work at the same time. Flexibility. How do you handle social media without being caught up in its mental consume? Yeah, social media is the worst. I was just texting with my friend about it, that I would be off of social media completely. I would be like flip phone girl. I would have a landline only if I could. If I had not stumbled into and suddenly got caught in this weird job of putting content on the internet that I believe to be valuable content. And I get messages from people and emails and stuff just thanking me for the content I provide, and so, you know, it's not like I'm putting random crap out online. Anyway, the way I manage not getting so caught up in all of the social media weirdness is by deleting my Instagram app from my phone for like, I don't know, 2 weeks at a time or something. I'll just totally delete it so that I don't go on at all, because it can be a reflex. Understandably, it's literally designed to be addictive, and my life is so much better without it. I also delete the YouTube app. I encourage you to do the same, even if that means my views are gonna go down and my engagement is gonna go down. Whatever, that's fine. I think we all need to get offline. There are a lot of benefits to following people that you are inspired by, of course. Like the vegan movement has spread like wildfire, which is pretty great, even if it's not as trendy at the moment, and it's more trendy to say you're no longer vegan, but that's another story. I think social media and smartphones in general actually are mostly bad, personally. I'm just kind of one of those people. And I almost got a flip phone, but then I decided I really need Google Maps to get around. And there are a lot of conveniences about having a smartphone, of course, but I think my life was better before they existed. Sex life after baby. Yeah, so sex is very different after you have a child. It was something I knew, but this is, yeah. I actually started going to see a pelvic floor specialist, a personal trainer, not a personal trainer, what are they called? Physical therapist, pelvic floor lady. Just because, not because I had anything particularly wrong, but more because I wanted to get, I just wanted to like make sure everything was good down there, and it's something I personally wanted to work on. And anyway, she was like, yeah, you're good to have sex. And so we tried, and my first reaction was like, abort, abort, get out. It was not as easy as I thought it was gonna be, but I would recommend talking to a professional if you have the time and money. It's really helpful just to have some guidance in that, unless you're lucky and after birth it was like a breeze. And keep in mind that you can't just like do, this is what I learned, you can't just do Kegels and just expect everything to sort of knit itself back together all nice and neat. Kegels are good, they just sort of have to be done right. And I was told, this is, okay, I'll pass on one tip from my professional contact. When you're doing a Kegel, make sure your focus is as much on relaxing the pelvic floor as it is on engaging the pelvic floor. So the really helpful cue that I got was to imagine you're picking up a marble with your vagina. He doesn't like this topic. All right, baby is happy. And actually, speaking of food prep, I always have these oat balls on hand in the fridge because, like right now, I'm so hungry. Here's the verbal cue for doing a good Kegel. Imagine there's a marble at the, like right below the lips of your vagina, and you're slowly picking it up and drawing it all the way up, hold for a second, and then slowly release the marble and put the marble back down. If you don't release the marble completely, then you're just like tensing up your muscles all the time, and good pelvic floor health is as much about strength as it is about relaxing. So sex after baby, I would just say, man, like take it real slow, and you can use sex slowly as a way to heal rather than like waiting to be all better before you can jump back in bed with your partner. Just go real slow. A lot happened down there. I'm super fortunate. My husband is so patient with me, and there are other ways to be intimate together besides intercourse, so we can, you know, do all the fun things. I'm gonna stop talking about that right now. The story of Cosmo's name. Okay, so some people write it's not Cosmos, it's not like the cosmos in the sky, it's Cosmo. It's actually a traditional Italian name, and I think it's in Greek culture and some other cultures as well. I didn't just make it up as much as I would have liked to. I had a friend in college from an Italian family. She's one of 4 girls, and it's tradition in their family to name the first boy Cosmo, but since they never had a boy, they named the last girl Cosmo, and I met her sister Cosmo, and she's this really cool girl who's like a dancer, and she's this big curly hair, and she's just like artistic and cool, and I always thought it was the coolest name for a girl. But when we found out we were having a boy, Eric said, yeah, we can name our boy Cosmo, but because previously he was not down to name a girl Cosmo. I've always loved the name. I think it's cool. Actually, most of our favorite boy names ended with the letter O. Bless you. And it means like order and stuff. So if you think about like the universe and the order that there is in the universe. And that's the end. I just really like the name. His middle name, Valentine, does not come from the day we conceived. We don't really celebrate Valentine's Day, although it is sort of funny. It's like 9 months to the day from his birth, so that was accidental. It's actually from one of our favorite lakes in Mammoth. We go to Mammoth every year, and we love spending time at the lakes, and Lake Valentine is one that's not often visited by people. It's right up above Sherwin, and we just love that lake, and it's really special to us. How has yoga been after pregnancy? Very slow, and I don't have a lot of time. I can't do like a full hour practice. And anyway, I'm just not doing like crazy headstands or handstands or anything like that yet. I'm just focusing on my core and stretching and strengthening, and even just doing chaturanga is so hard for me. I'm barely even doing any heart openers because I want to make sure my fascia of the abdominals are all put together. I did get a little bit of diastasis recti, just a little bit. So I'm kind of like knitting that back together. I would love to get back to daily yoga, and I think I can do that if I ever manage to wake up before the baby does. That is not happening right now. Any personality traits you're noticing in Cosmo? He kicks a lot. He kicks me a lot. Expectations versus reality of your experience with motherhood and how social media impacted that. I'm not sure about social media. Yeah, I guess I did not realize the recovery of postpartum. Like, I did not understand that it's like you're hit by a train and everyone needs to take care of you. I recently did a post on Instagram about just like the importance of taking it slow, and I really think a lot of us kind of think that if you bounce back and jump back into normal life super quickly, then that means like you're better. You're not. Like, just go slow. And I also recognize not everyone has the luxury of going slow. A lot of people have multiple children they have to take care of, or they have to get back to work really fast, or they don't have a partner, or they don't have family around to help them. I understand everyone's different, but take it as slow as you possibly can. I am so fortunate. I have 1 child, my partner is with me, and I live near family, and I have a ton of friends who are willing to help. We did a meal train. But honestly, if I could go back in time to any of the times that my friends had children, I would do everything for them. I would stock their freezer with food. I would go over there and be like, okay, you have me for 5 hours, just tell me what to do, and just start doing chores, doing laundry, cleaning, making food, bringing them water so they don't have to leave the bed at all. I just had no idea. I just knew like, oh, they had a baby, congratulations, and that's all I would do. I mean, I would bring a meal, I would sign up for meal train and stuff, which is great, like so helpful. But knowing now the experience of postpartum, I wish that I had been a lot more generous with my own time and my own just like ability to walk around so I could help them with chores. Yeah, so I actually have recently apologized to some of my mama friends. And then social media impacting that. A lot of moms on social media, like, they just look so cute. I don't know how they do it. Like, I don't have any clothes that fit me besides this like postpartum dress and a pair of very stretchy pants. Even my yoga pants are pretty uncomfortable. So yeah, I guess that's an expectation. I don't think everyone needs to be like super raw and honest or whatever and just show all the hard stuff on social media. You can show however much you want, but I did have this impression like, They look way cuter than I do. Will you be homeschooling? Yes. I love education. I totally geek out on the homeschooling world. There's a woman I follow on Instagram named Jody Mockabee, and she's got this like dreamy homeschool life with her kids. I think they live in South Dakota now. They used to live in Northern California, I think. And I'm just so inspired by her life. I have Cosmo and I'm like, okay, now I need 4 other children so I can have them running around me and have a chalkboard in our homeschool room and we can just learn all the wonderful things. I'm so excited. Thoughts on sharing one's child on social media? Yeah, I actually sort of touched on this already. I think if it works for you, that's fine. I have no judgment for anyone else. Really hard not to share because your baby is just so cute and you want everyone to see him. And it's also a great way to connect with family who don't live close. But yeah, I think there's also a way to do it mindfully. I think some people do it well and some people take it too far, but it's not something I'm personally that passionate about. I don't feel so strongly about it, but I don't think I'll be sharing very much of Cosmo. That is the plan. Do you own a microwave? Yes, I do. I don't want to, but I do have one. Do you still feel the same good connection to Eric post-baby? I think that's a great question. It's like a different type of connection. It's like we're so in love because we're like, look at what we created and look what we are a part of. We're part of the parents club now, and that's pretty awesome. And it's pretty cool to like see each other in their roles. Like seeing him be such a good dad is amazing, and he says he likes to see me as a mom, but there is a different sort of intimacy or lack thereof. And so we just have to be like super intentional about it and like cuddling together. But yeah, being like family life is pretty awesome. I feel so lucky that I picked the right guy because he's just so supportive and hardworking. And oh my god, I just farted. I can't control my farts after having a baby. Anyone else? Should we put this in? Should we add this to the video? Another postpartum surprise is that I knew about urinary incontinence, but I didn't know about flatal incontinence, which means you can't control your farts and they're so much louder than you intend them to be. Does having a baby make you less excited about your career? Totally. Like a career? I don't want a career. I want to take care of my child. Thank you guys for sending in some interesting questions. Speaking of taking care of my baby, he needs me right now and he's just being so cute and so patient. He's like, Mom, can you just hold me please? And it's been really nice connecting with you guys and answering some of your questions. And if you guys ever want to, by the way, like email me, you can. I'm pretty good about emails. I can't promise anything, but I'm generally good about getting back to emails. I'm not big in the comments section. That's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace, my personal favorite website building platform. Let's be honest, if you exist in this century, you likely need your own website, whether you are a creator, an artist, a business owner, or someone who needs to showcase their CV. Squarespace has beautifully designed templates and a user-friendly interface that makes it easy for you to build your very own website that looks like it was designed by a professional. They also have 24/7 customer support that I have used many times and can honestly say that I feel genuinely supported as a customer by real humans on the other end. Go to squarespace.com/HannahMcNeely for a free trial and 10% off your first purchase and get started building your website today.